we're backwards. There we go.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans, by fans. With your host, Jesse Martin.
What are you talking about? You're out of your mind.
John Taman.
We finally got professional football back. This is going to be fun.
Scott Hartley.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Max Taylor.
As long as you got Jaden Daniels, you got a chance to win.
Spanning the eras of Washington football. Honoring the past. Commanding the future. And now, the world's worst podcast host, John Taylor.
Hey, everybody. I am John. I am the world's worst podcast host because it is daylight savings time. We're going to use that for an excuse for being an hour late, but it's not that we're an hour late. We're a day early because we got ants in our pants, man. We just can't wait to talk about this great free agent week. I think I speak for everyone when I say the Commanders are going to the Super Bowl. And I don't think that I'm out of line by even thinking so. Speaking of people going to the Super Bowl, over here, my good friend from southeastern Virginia, Jesse Mupp. Jesse will be signing his new book, 6,000 Ways to Cook Roadkill, at the new Barnes and Noble in downtown Richmond. So how are you, man? How are you feeling this week?
Yeah, doing great. I'm glad to be here.
Glad to be here. It's always nice to see
you know, it was I walked my dog this morning. I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and then it fucking started snowing a couple hours later. Fucking wild. The temperature dropped so fast.
I tell you what, I was out in shorts and a t-shirt this morning as well, but I didn't have them on. I just was carrying them, and I almost got arrested. I had to run into the woods. Speaking of people that should be arrested, there's our good friend from the Royal Portobello area, Scotty Hartley. Now, Scott, the reason that we're actually here a day early is because you're going away with the missus this weekend for a private getaway. Is that true?
That is correct. Yeah, I'm taking her to the delights of Carlisle. I thought you were actually going to say in the intro there that I should be living in the woods. I mean, what are you flashing up there for 2 seconds? That was a bit odd.
What was that? I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, so what have you guys got in mind? What are you going to go have a couples retreat?
No, we're going to go. We're just going up to meet Cam and his lovely wife.
So it's one. Bring plenty of that there.
Gibbs Aries, you need some extra jelly.
Tell you what, don't get pulled over if you got us in the front seat. There you go. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad that you're going out to go eat and have yourself a weekend away. Even though, and I said to myself, if there's one person that has a day for lists, it's this day, and it's you, and we're going to be here. And like I said in our chat earlier, a guy like you, who on the day of the free agent podcast is made arrangements to go have a foursome with your wife and Cam and his wife, then that's like your quarterback having a baby in October or November. What the fuck, man? You didn't look at the calendar. What's up?
It's all good, man. It's all good.
I suppose.
Do not worry about it. There he is.
There he is. Speaking of there he is, how you doing there, Max? Back safe and sound from wherever you were. How you doing?
I'm well. While we're all safe and sound.
Oh, we are.
While we're all doing this, there's a button that lives right around here, right there on your YouTube page. It's called the like button. And then over by Scott, that way, there's a subscribe button.
Yeah.
And you should press it because we do it for you.
That's right. You should press the like. You should press the subscribe. If you're over there on social media watching us right now going, Jesus Christ, I'm fucking bored, but these guys look like they might be fun for a while. You'd be right. We are going to be fun for a while. So come on over to YouTube. You can jump in the chat, and you, my friend, over there on social media, you yourself can talk to Sexy Scott. So there you go. All right. So it's free agents, man. I'll tell you what. it's been
my Super Bowl
weekend.
It is my Super Bowl.
Well, yeah, it's usually our Super Bowl. Max is looking like he's a terrorist in a bunker.
I'm sorry. I just woke up from a nap, sir.
Nap. All right. Well, you don't have to call me sir on the podcast. Let's see here. What am I looking for? I'm looking for something. I'm looking for this. That's right. I'm looking for Clarence the Bongo player so he can get us started because I want fast first thoughts. Give me a one word on what you think of the week. Make sure we're out from underwater. And Jesse, what do you think?
I'm ecstatic.
Ecstatic. Scotty.
Excited. Yeah.
Excited. All right, Max.
Smart.
You feel smart?
Sometimes.
Right. I'll tell you what. I feel all three. So there.
Cheater.
There we go. And then we have to pay the bongo player for that. That really sucks. But we kept him for less than 30 seconds, which means we don't have to pay him much. And he can get the fuck on out of here right now. All right. So, Jesse, start us off. Ecstatic.
Yeah, I see our buddy Paulie. Thanks for being here, buddy. Some disappointment. I'm not quite sure why. I think we've had a solid free agency. I think people are kind of like taking the we didn't get some of these players that we were going after as a bad sign, which I don't think that's it at all. No, you got to be smart when you're doing this, and yeah, you want to get the best center out there, but you're not going to overpay him by $5 million. That just doesn't make any sense, especially when the team that you're bidding with has already told you no matter what you do, we're going to bid more. So it comes to a point where you got to say enough is enough. We see them taking swings, and I appreciate it. You know, we've got some really good players, and the player that people don't like the most, I'm actually liking more and more the more that I learn about them. Okay. So I we got one of the top edge rushers available, a consensus top 10 available free agent. And the amount that we paid isn't but top 15 on the market money. So that's a fucking excellent deal, in my opinion. People think it's too much. Some people think it's too much. I don't. I think it's just freaking right, if not a lot better for us. We get a solid linebacker. Mm-hmm. Totally stoked about Chanel. I mean,
why wouldn't you be?
Absolutely needed. And we improved all levels of the defense. So what's the problem here? Not quite sure.
Scotty, go ahead, expand on your point.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited with it because, as Jesse said, there was a bit of a meltdown to start off with. We were a nearly run team, as always the bridesmaid, never the bride. And then the next thing you know, Dafe Owe's there, who I wanted, from day one. Mm-hmm. Nick Cross, one of my sleeper guys who I've been talking about for weeks. Unbelievable signing at safety, just sideline to sideline speed. Hard tackler, very good. Chanel's a great signing. I don't even know how the Chiefs let him go. That's the bit that surprised me.
Yeah, the fans were pissed off. They wanted the other. What's his name? Dre something.
Greenlaw.
No.
Oh, Greenlaw's still out there, isn't he?
There are other linebackers
Greenlaw's out there.
Come to me. Go ahead. Sorry, Scott.
Bolton?
No, not Nick Bolton. Their other inside linebacker.
Oh, I don't know. Draymond Jones?
Jones? No.
I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so I was really happy with the safety pickup because I wasn't too keen, and we talked about this. Jesse especially said to me, no, they're going to go with Quan and Harris, and I was like, come on now. He's a DMV guy as well. He's a Redskins fan, of old, so that's cool to see as well that you're playing for the team that you support, which is awesome. Chiga Conquo, we've talked about him. Sorry. Tranquil, Drew Tranquil, yeah. We talked about Chiga Conquo over the last few pods. Mm-hmm. I mean, for $10 million a year, it's $4 million less than Isaiah Likely. Yes, I wanted Likely as my number one, but obviously Chig was there, and he's going to give you a lot of what you need as a tight end pass catcher. It's been a really good free agency so far. We just needed to pump the brakes a little bit for the first few hours and let Adam Peters do his thing, and still got $60 million left.
Yeah,
I mean, once you take off a bit of money for the draft and $10 million, you probably got about $50 million to go with.
So, Max, what's with the bat signal lighting that you have there?
Oh, the sun is out.
The
sun's right there. So
I had to put a blanket up over the window because it was
the sun is out, and I didn't turn the light on because I was lazy. So.
All right, well, that's fine. So, how do you feel about what's going on?
I think they played it smart. Yeah. I think that we gave one top money contract to Owe, who, whether or not is completely deserved, we'll find out. I have one concern about him, but who am I except a guy that sits down here and
that's why we're here,
right? But I think that
guys that are sitting down there, we don't know shit about
my concern about Owe, if I can just get into it, I worry about the start that he had last year with Baltimore. He had 0 sacks in the first 5 games and then 10.5 in the last 10.
The Baltimore defense last year was fucking awful.
Right, which tells you that it's a scheme issue and that there was no one opposite of him on the edge. Do we have that elite edge on the other side of him to make him be warranted for $100 million?
Well, we signed 4 edges, right? We signed 4 edges. We've got Dorrance Armstrong.
Right, but that's also the same thing of, hey, I want Justin Jefferson in fantasy. I'm going to give you J.K. Dobbins and Kyler Murray and all these other mid people. It's that numbers don't necessarily mean much. You need to see production. And
we also got to remember too, when we're saying that 100 mil, everybody freaks out with the 100 mil number. And in reality, if he actually makes $100 million, that means he's fucking, he's awesome. He's awesome.
He's a big hit.
I mean, what I'm getting at is it's number 9 in terms of edge rusher money. So is he going to be?
Go ahead, finish your point.
I saw somewhere where it was 14.
Sorry. Let him finish.
So is it going to be upwards of Nick Bonito numbers, who's right above him at number 8? Is it going to be upwards of not necessarily Micah Parsons, but that's the category you get thrust into when you get up that high.
Right.
Where are you getting the number 9 number? Because I saw 14.
When I just pulled up what edge rushers make, and I see who's over $100 million, and it's 8.
Okay. That's
so. You see here's where I stand.
Okay, I'm talking. I looked at I think it was a real money one, like average.
The average.
Yeah.
One,
I think it was 14. I'm pretty sure it was 14.
8. So he's 10.
Like
all right. So here's where I stand with all of that, and where I'm going to expand on what I had to say. Number one. First off and foremost, I couldn't give a shit if fans melt down in the first 2 hours. It's fun. It's fun to watch people absolutely go bonkers berserk.
And they did. It was embarrassing.
It was a classic meltdown. Oh, embarrassing. They're fans, short for fanatics.
Well,
and as we all know, fans are stupid. And they prove it every year at this time. And that's fine. Go fucking bonkers, go apeshit, say the stupidest goddamn thing you can. I couldn't give a shit. That's what we do. Once you've been through it for 50 years or so, well, we haven't been in free agencies that long, but it's been a long damn time. I've watched this happen with this team in so many different ways. This was a thing of beauty. All right. We used to literally track Dan Snyder's jet. All right. We used to literally watch it from when it took off and we'd track it on where it was going and see where it was heading. And we're gonna and Snyder fed on that shit. Him and Serrato would just, oh my God, we're jumping on the jet. We're gonna go get the most expensive guy we can find, whether he fits or not. Boy, oh boy, are we gonna excite the fans. And boy, oh boy, did we go, we won the fucking Super Bowl every damn March, right? This time, I'd say we did win the March Super Bowl.
You know who doesn't deserve the contract that he got?
In a minute. But they don't show their hand at all. We all guessed about who they might be going for. We all see that they made big plays for Alec Pierce. They made a big play for Tyler Lindenbaugh and Hoopenflupper. They made big plays for Romeo Dobbs. And everybody, we can't close the deal. Meanwhile, we're closing deal after deal after deal after deal. Right.
And to be honest, those players, I'm kind of glad we didn't close the deal.
Honestly, look, I was all excited about Alec Pierce because I'm just like any other fan. I'm stupid, and I get hauled up in all of the goddamn fluff and fife that Scott brings to the show when he's hyping up somebody.
It shows that they know their
Alec
needs.
Pierce real quick. First off, Linderbaum, way too expensive.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah,
just and good on Alec, good on AP to go. Okay, that's it. We're out.
Yeah,
and also good on AP to run the price up that high on the Raiders. And two, with Pierce, look at him. I know that you pay for potential, right? but I need to see some sort of past performance.
Just over 50% of receptions last year of his targets.
His entire career, just over 50%. He had 84 targets, 47 receptions. It was gaudy in that he led the league in yards per catch, but that's what he got's number one money, right?
He's their number one now.
Well, okay. But if I'm paying somebody for number one, I want to see a little bit that you could have shown me you're going to be number one and not just the guy that Daniel Jones throws it up deep to when he's in trouble.
Can we also talk about his contract real quick? Daniel Jones got $44 million for $44 million a year for 2 years, up to 50. The most expensive 2-year contract for someone who was mid, who could hand the ball off very well.
With contracts, hey, you know what? If you got Jonathan Taylor and it works, it works. With contracts, I don't care about any of this money. None of this money means a thing to me because the money is a mystery. It's just a puff of smoke. Yeah. All of this, how do they do this? How do they do this? What'd you say, Scott? We still got $60 million left?
Yeah. 66 million. Obviously, you've got to take off probably 10 million and then 12 million for your draft, and that doesn't include Rashad White. So you've probably got about 40 million left.
That's what I mean about the market. Like, I think Oweh's a good because it didn't get close to like resetting the market. Right when it comes to that, and the same thing with Alec Pierce.
This year's market reset is next year's.
But it kind of goes with the Alec Pierce. It's like $30 million. Okay, we offered to him. They offered him $1 million left. He wanted to stay in Indy. Nothing you can fucking do about it. Yeah, no, and that's fine. Good, glad. Again, I find hard pressed to pay a fucking wide receiver $30 million a year right now.
Yeah. Right. That's wide receiver 1 money. And the production he has shown is barely wide receiver 2 in terms of just statistics. Yeah. Anyone statistics can say. I can't say.
But again, they acquired a target. They knew what they needed. It didn't work out. That's fine. But they went after people. The same thing with the Linderbaum. They know they needed a center. They locked on one. The price got too high. Get out while you can because it's ridiculous to reset that market.
So who's your favorite signing, Max? We'll start with you.
Honestly, it's Leo Chanel.
Yeah. Leo Chanel, he's very – the word versatile has been going around, but this dude can put his hand in the dirt, and we've got –
he lines up all over the place.
Right. The defensive linemen that we signed, including Tim Settle, which I'm very happy with.
Me too.
They can get in the backfield fast, and Chanel can come from all over the place. Luvu can come from all over the place, and that's what I like about Settle. Did you see what he said today in his press conference? He said, "I'm a big man. I like to play overly violent." Overly violent, and he does, man. I love the way he. I don't know how he does it, but he knifes through the freaking center quicker than most guys that we've seen on this team in a long time. He managed to get in the backfield in big situations. I like that side.
I mean, they did Yam. Yam Start says, I thought that for sure they had cut Biotis to go after Linderbaum. Sure. Yeah. But there just comes to a point where enough is enough. You just can't do it. It's just too much. And it just didn't make sense from that point. And I totally understand and agree with the team. Maybe people was like, they should have gone up to 30. You're not paying $30 million for a fucking center. A center. We're talking about a center here.
He's at 27. The next highest paid center is Creed Humphrey at 19.
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's not resetting the market. That's Cleveland Browns with fucking Deshaun Watson.
You want to reset the market, fine, but we're not resetting the market for over $10 million. Right? That's just fucking ludicrous.
Jesse needs to get a flashlight.
I'm about to turn my light on.
Sunlight. So, who's your favorite signing, Scott?
My favorite signing at the moment would be Nick Cross. I think that's a great signing.
I know you were high on him. You were way up.
Yeah, absolutely, way up on him. Just because I watched tape on him. That was me on the other morning. I was like, but the thing that annoys me is all these signings seem to come through when I've either just woke up or just going to bed. I'm like, will you stop? Yeah, there it is. Thanks for that. Yeah. I knew if I'd have known that was going to, them bits were going to come on, I'd be like, right, okay. But no, it's I'm looking forward to him playing. He's going to be really, really good. I can't wait for him to rip that number 20 jersey off Quan Martin's back. But there you go.
That'd be fine. I mean, make him wrestle for it in training camp. Yam says going to need a draft a center now, though. I don't think the cut made much sense. All right, I think they're going to go with Allegretti, and I think that's what they thought.
I'm going to disagree with Yam here because they saw what Allegretti did, and he was no worse than Biotish.
Cushenberry is still
so
sitting
they
there.
had
Those Pocic.
They had a backup plan. It's like, why are we paying two players that are exactly the same? So I get it.
Right. And I don't see where, all after one of those things with, it's like buyer's remorse in reverse. You cut them loose and then you sit there and you pine for them.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll get over it. And I think that when you look at the season and you look at the roster, you can't do everything all at once. So if Allegretti can hold it down for a year, they'll kick that can down the road, and they still might go after, like I said, Cushenberry's still out there, right?
I mean, some are acting like Allegretti's the worst offensive lineman in the history of the game, and he's nowhere freaking close to it. Right there, I mean, he was a middle of the pack, even at his worst, he was middle of the pack. So, yeah, I mean, my favorite player probably Leo, but the more I learn and watch Amrik Robinson, the more I like this guy. People don't talk about context
in the playoffs
much.
that broke his arm.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
People don't talk about context very much. And 11 minutes after free agency started on Monday, I was listening to the radio. They were calling into the radio station wanting Adam Peters gone. 11 minutes. And I wish I was joking. Okay.
You don't have to be.
But
fans. That's what we do.
But I'm not.
I said to myself, I'm waiting till 13.
But there's context there's reasons why that 5-12 season happened last year. And injuries had a lot to do with it.
Massive.
Same thing with Robinson. I was talking to a lot of Detroit Lions fans, going back and looking at. He was like highly respected player, highly liked by their fan base. He kind of got screwed over last season because of all the injuries in the backfield, and they had to move him around from corner to slot to safety, back to corner, back to safety, back to slot, all year long. So he never really got to stay in one place and really hone down. But the year before that, he had an excellent year before that. He was with the Raiders before that and was really good. And most of Detroit Lions fans, I think it was a UK Lions podcast, was the only tweet that I saw talking down about the Amrik Robinson pick. I'm liking this guy. I think he fits.
The first announced signing.
Yeah. The coach on the coming from our defensive coordinator coming from Minnesota is very familiar with this guy. He was targeted early in free agency. I think he's going to fit the scheme, and I think he's a scrapper, and he's going to ball out for us.
Look, I'll tell you what, I can't help but agree. I scratched my head over that one myself because just looking at the numbers, you go,
I didn't know who he was.
Why does it stand out to you, and why is it the first guy that they go after, right? But then, I fucking lost my train of thought. My favorite signing, I like Nick Cross because when he came out of Maryland, I remember we were all talking about him in the draft, and we did have some interest in him. He was just such a good player, and it's nice to see him come home now at the prime of his career. But
I also think they made a point with these signings to stop the run as well.
Oh, absolutely. Everything out up front.
Nick Cross, Robinson, these guys, Chanel, these guys are run stoppers. Now, is that
my favorite signing as we go back around? Hold on a minute. My turn here. Right. It's okay. Chigakonkwo. I wanted him from the outset, and that is my favorite signing. I know everybody liked Isaiah Likely first, but Isaiah Likely's had some injury history. I think Chigakonkwo, man, dude, he's just a freaking solid hunk of muscle run down the field. He's big as shit. He's fast, and when they get the ball out to him in a little bit of space, he's Vernon Davis without all of the height. I mean, he's a little more compact, I think, but he's big. He's big as shit.
He doesn't go down.
Plays big. He plays fast. Once he's got the ball in his hands, he's dangerous. And I love the fact that when he's running with it down the sidelines, he will turn that thing back in and lay a cornerback out.
Not just because Vernon was a Terp, but I think he's a good comp for Chigakonkwo.
Chigakonkwo, dude, I guarantee you his body fat is like 2%, if that. Dude's just a beast. So anyway, you were saying, Jesse, about how you think we're going to stop the run.
Just when we were talking, just with the signings that they have, even bringing in Olemu and re-signing Wise, and they're making a point to stop. We were awful at stopping the run. Chanel signing, Nick Cross. Chanel's not great in the pass game.
Young.
He can cover. Young. He can cover tight ends, and that's what we're going to need him to. And same thing with Nick Cross. Not perfect in the pass game, but he's great in run support. And I think that the team did a good job in doing that.
We have breaking news here on the BBP. Here on the BBP, Kyler Murray has signed a 1-year.
Saw that.
He signed it with the Vikings. So. That'll be pretty good.
It was Drew Tranquil. That's who I was thinking of earlier.
Yeah, Drew Tranquil. Yeah.
The team, the fans from Kansas City say they would have rather kept Chanel and and not pay Tranquil.
So Eric Robertson, all right, or Arik Robinson, however, I don't know how you sell it.
Amrik, maybe Amrik.
I thought Amik. Amik.
Oh, Amik. Okay, all right, Amik Robertson. Like I said, on the surface, it didn't look like much. And goddamn it, here we go again. As soon as we start talking about his name too much, my whole point flew right out of my head. So, Scott, explain to us how we still have money.
We still have money because that's one thing I don't know is how we have still got money.
It seems like money we sign, we get more.
Well, I saw your tweet about that. You were like, "Hang on, how have we got 77 million?" And then it was like, "How have we got 60?" And we're signing players. I honestly think it's because of what is in the guaranteed money and how these contracts are structured. So we're kind of almost backloading a lot of the contracts, which is a good thing, and maybe putting void years into them. I don't exactly know. One thing we don't know is how much cap space is on Laremy Tunsil's deal right now. If you look at it on SpotTrack or you look at it on Over the Cap, the two main sites that you would go to watch and have a look, they're saying on there that he's projected to get 26 million this year. I don't think it's anywhere near that. I think it's probably more like the cap. It'll be around 14, 15 million, which gives you a little bit more money to spend. Mm-hmm. So we might realistically be still around about the 60 mark. But everywhere I've looked, every tweet I've looked at, all of these, PFFs, whoever else, all these sort of analytics and stats people, they're all saying between 66 and 60 million is kind of where we're at.
Oh well.
So realistically, when you take off the money that you've got to take off, because you always need 10 mil, because you've got to pay your practice squad, and you've got people who you need to potentially get off the street later in the year, and you're paying your camp bodies as well. Then you go right, okay. Then your draft picks are 12 million, so that's kind of what's slated for our draft picks. So 7th draft pick will get about 8 mil, and the rest is so on as we go through. So you probably got about 40 million with the cap space still to go. So we could probably make, 10 more signings at vet min and maybe a center and maybe a wide receiver, and that'll kind of do us. But right now on the roster active of who we've signed so far, we're at 56 players.
All right, so you need 90 for camp. So yeah, we gotta have to bring in.
So if you think 56, and then you add your draft class on top of that, you're probably looking at you're up to 65, 62. 62. Maybe 3 more signings will take you to 65. 5 maybe undrafted free agents. That's 70. 20 camp bodies.
Our futures. Do we have any futures contracts out there? Is that on the books too yet?
They're already on the books, but they're already on the books as part of the 51 cap space as you look at active cap space.
See, the only guy that we have lost is Chris Rodriguez, which I'm only.
We've lost 3. We've lost 3 people. We've lost
Paul signed with somebody.
Martin.
Oh yeah, Jacob
Martin signed with Tennessee.
He was a
It was a good chunk of money. It was 11 million over 2 seasons.
Well,
so 5.5 million
wall for him. As much as I like him, once they start signing edges like that, then he's got to go. Bye bye. Jean Baptiste is still there, so we lost him. Who else did we lose? We lost
Chris Rodriguez.
All right,
and then obviously the center Biadish. That's it. They're the only 3. They're the only 3 so far.
We cut him.
I have a feeling that we're probably going to be signing Chris Paul back.
It might be. He might have gone out and found out that once he went to the dance, he's not as pretty as he thought he was. Yeah. And we'll take him back. That's nice. We'll dance with you. All right. So in terms of wide receiver, All right, which is where everybody now is starting to do their complaining.
I get the itch when trade is coming.
Do you?
Yeah,
What do you think?
I have the itch.
What do you think?
I look at our cap room. I look at who is on the market, and there's not really anyone that warrant a
Don't
bigger
say
contract.
Brian Thomas.
I'm not saying Brian Thomas. I don't want to say a name because I don't know.
Okay.
But I just get the itch that a bigger money receiver's coming, and that would mean
I have a different itch. Scotty, do you have any itches?
Yeah, I have the itch for Brian Thomas Jr. I think
he's
Brian
getting the jersey bought.
Of course.
Yeah, absolutely, I have because
why.
I can then parade it around my house, which will be fucking awesome.
And by the way, just for fun,
cheers.
Do you recognize those two? Just for fun.
Whoever that is, she's got some teeth. Jesus Christ.
That's Mary Tyler Moore and Dick Van Dyke, for God's sakes.
Oh, good gracious.
Yeah, so there you go, Scotty. Now let's see if I can throw off your train of thought.
Yeah, so what I was saying is I think Brian Thomas Jr. would get here. I think that Daron Payne is on the chopping block. I don't know which way you look at it because that cap hit is enormous this year. You can save yourself $16 million by cutting him.
Yeah, it doesn't. It almost doesn't make
so many
sense.
Other guys. Yeah,
right now,
it makes no sense to keep him. If you're going to keep him, you restructure him.
Yeah, unless they, are trying to get an extra third round pick, but that's a lot of money, extra money for a third round pick. And if they were going to try to trade him, I think they would probably try to do it before free agency really kicked off. I don't see I don't see Brian Thomas Jr. coming here at all. I don't see it.
Why?
Whoa!
I'll tell you why. Because everybody in Jacksonville got better last year, except for him.
Do you know why?
Except for him. Go ahead.
Shane Waldron. That's why.
I'm not saying I don't want him here. I just don't see it happening.
I'm telling you what, that whole offense got better and he got worse. And not only did he get worse, but he lost the freaking trust of his quarterback, and they ended up just kind of benching him, even if it was just a soft benching where they just let him run around on the field.
He did have a lot of drops too.
He had a lot of drops. Lawrence got tired of him, and everybody else on that offense rose. So whatever, Waldrick, whatever, who cares? He didn't step up when everybody else started to step up. And if there's one thing that I'm tired of, now he's one of Jaden's former boys, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm getting tired of hearing about, let's get the guys back together. I've had trouble in my career, but if I can get back with Jaden, fuck that. All right. That's the guy in your 20s that, man, if I could just stay on your couch for a week or two, man, I'll be up on my feet. Fuck that. Move on. We got our guy. I know Scotty. Look at that. Anyway.
Who are you wanting then? Brandon
Ayuk's coming.
You know what I think?
Ayuk's going to be our
I think that what we did this week, all right, with the defense has put ourselves in a position in the draft where we don't have to look at these defensive players with need in mind anymore. And I think we're going to see Carnell Tate at number 7. That's going to be our number 2 and the heir to Terry. And if there's ever any blue chips in the NFL, the bluest of blue chips is Ohio State wide receivers.
Yeah, I've kind of I've softened on
Scott.
Carnell Tate at 7. I've softened that Carnell Tate at 7. I would much rather have the wide receiver from Arizona.
Jordan
Tyson.
If Love isn't there, I see a potential trade back. I believe with all my heart that Ayuk is going to be a receiver on this team. And then they would probably go off and get somebody like a Keenan Allen or Stephon Diggs, Christian Kirk, maybe.
Christian Kirk, $5 million. Happy days.
Something like that.
Scott just wants the old Jag so he can do this to his wife.
No, I just think he's a good slot receiver. He's a good player. Hello, that was interesting.
You're going to get us banned from
this one's probably 85, 90 years old now. So.
Dude, seriously,
you can't do that. John, you're going to get us banned from YouTube.
Really? Well, that's from Playboy, 1966.
It doesn't matter. You can't fucking do that.
All right. Sean Connery. We'll talk about movies.
You can do that, but you can't show bare ass on YouTube.
Right.
Jesse has 2 strikes already.
To me,
don't forget, I put Chris Sims' face on a penis.
Listening to people like Logan Thompson, I truly believe him. In any other draft, Carnell Tate's an end of first round, early second round wide receiver.
Really?
And thinking about that, it's this. People don't believe it, but this draft is not top heavy. It's just not top heavy at all.
That's fine. I tell you what, I think that when you look at a wide receiver like Carnell Tate, people are going to talk about his 4.5 time as if that's fucking slow. They're going to talk about certain things that they think that he's not even the number one wide receiver on his team. Look, who was Jackson Smith-Njigba before he was JSN in the NFL? I mean, he was a good Ohio State wide receiver, but was he a superstar that was flying out all over everybody in college? Not necessarily. And he's the number one wide receiver in the NFL right now. I'm telling you, blue chips are Ohio State wide receivers.
Yeah, but I just like, to me, I think you go with the best, whatever the best player is on the top of your board. You don't need, even if it's a defensive player.
I think
I don't think it matters, because we're in the position that where we set ourselves up, we fixed our holes. You know, if someone like Love is there, if they think Downs, which I don't see that happening. Sonny Styles, you know, I think it doesn't matter, offense or defense. They're in a position that they can go get anybody.
Yeah, well, I agree. And especially when you say Sonny Styles, who all of us were in love with, Caleb Downs, all of us were in love with. These guys that they've picked up this week are young, you know, and they've signed, Cross signed a 2-year deal. Chanel signed a 3-year deal. He signed Owe to a 4-year deal.
I just hope they don't feel forced because they weren't able to pick up one of these wide receivers to pick a Tate. You know, they have to pick a Tate. I just don't.
I just think that, Jesse, I don't know what the 2027 draft's like. You'll have to speak to me, Max, but I go on, mate. I'll let you go.
I got it. You go ahead. I got it. I'll build.
Right. Okay, cool. So if you can build off that, that'd be awesome. Just, I'm looking at this and saying to myself, one of these positions you're going to have to pay $25+ million for, even if it's a wide receiver too. You know what I mean? If someone turns out like that, are you willing to do that in free agency, or are you willing to just say, hey, we can get a rookie on a 5-year deal and build them in the same way that we did with Terry over time? And he's had 2 contracts out of us since then. You know, he is going to be off the books next season. We have to try and build, because I know I'm looking at future away 2 years down the line, but this is an expensive position these days, and we're going to have to make sure we do something. You know what I mean? Because we've kind of got bookend tackles, so I'm comfortable with where we are with that. You're not paying out for that. Young safeties is great, which it don't cost you a fortune anyway. Mm-hmm. And then the next thing you've got is edge rushers, and we're already paying $25 million for one edge rusher. Dorrance Armstrong will need a new deal if he's going to play the same way he has last season. So where do you go?
If Bailey's there and you pick Bailey, you don't have to pay him next year. You know, you get that premium position. You know. You see what I mean? That's kind of where my thought process is.
But you've brought in so many edge rushers now. Chason, Menahue, you know.
Yeah, but
Wise is back.
But in a 3-4 difference, a defensive end is different than an outside linebacker. So that Menahue and Wise, those are DNs right there, man. Mm-hmm. You know, and again, they're not big contracts. Easily get out next year. You know, so if a Bailey is staring at your face at number 7. You're like, okay, this is going to be our bookend for the next, you know, with Owe for the next 3-4 years.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think,
you know, you got to think about doing that. Does that make sense?
At the bare minimum, what they did this week was they opened up their draft options considerably.
Yeah.
They absolutely right now are in the catbird seat in terms of whatever falls to them. And if they've got anybody calling to drop back a couple of spots, you know, they're in a happy spot right now. There is no pressure on right now, in my opinion, at all. They addressed pretty much everything that needed to be addressed in a quality way. You know, we've still got holes to fill. You know, we're not complete.
Max got to go. He ain't talking a bit.
Y'all keep going. I'm looking forward to the draft talk. Y'all keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's where we are.
Build off that for where we were with 2027. What's your thoughts on that?
So,
wide receivers wise,
just in general, the draft in 2027 is going to be strong. One thing that you're seeing is there's teams that aren't making a lot of moves right now because they want the comp picks for 2027.
And that could,
exactly. Look at the Jags. The Jags haven't signed much of anybody, and they've lost 2 studs to get those comp picks. 27 is going to be a draft. Frankly, Jeremiah Smith should probably go number 1 in 2027. Ryan Williams is coming out from Alabama, who, while he hasn't had a great season this past year, he's still a pretty damn good wide receiver. Like, 2027 is going to be a huge class, plus the quarterbacks. Just off the top, Dante Moore out of Oregon, Arch Manning, who, if he can actually play, great. But if he can't, he still has the
Over
chance.
here for him. Yeah.
That's a hell of a caveat there. If he can play.
Well, what I mean is, Arch Manning had a rough first year because he was on the bench, and then the second year he had his ups and downs. He wasn't the best quarterback in the world, but he wasn't the worst. Plus, you got all these kids coming back from USC. Jordan Mailata. USC, by the way, is returning 16 starters in the NIL era. That is crazy.
Not when you think about it, because it's NIL money, and they are in Moneytown Central.
Yeah,
if you were looking to get endorsements, where else would you rather be other than Southern California?
Hold on, where is
while Matt
Sorry.
is looking at
Big
that,
Ten
I'm
does
saying,
quite well
like,
with this, but
that's what I mean by like possible receiver. Why not wait till next year? I think the pool will be a little bit bigger, better. Even if we're picking, a little bit later, I think there would just be better talent available.
So would you rather? So you're set that Ayuk is coming?
I believe that's a done deal. Yeah, I believe that's a done deal. All we're waiting on is Santran to release him.
Did you see the interview with TJ Houshmandzadeh?
Yeah, but he doesn't know. He doesn't know.
He was his wide receivers coach. He was his coach. Personal coach.
He hasn't talked to him in forever. He don't know where his head's at.
He's talked to him a lot more than any of us have. So, and I mean, you're right. He doesn't know where his head's at, but who does know where his head's at? I mean, this is a dude that signed a contract and then refused to live up to it.
There's three sides to every story, and we only know what fucking it's.
Well, I get it. I understand.
Side A, side B, and the truth. What the actual truth is somewhere in the fucking middle.
The truth, it's obvious.
Listen, we haven't heard from Brandon Ayuk. We know for damn sure that he's healthy. He wants to play, and he wants to play with his best friend in the whole wide world. It is nothing to give him a $10 million contract and say, "Hey, come prove it." And if it doesn't work, it doesn't fucking work. It won't. It's not going to fucking break the bank.
How long do the 49ers play games with him then? How long do they hold him on there? Do they hold him on there and try to force our hand at the draft?
I don't know. That I don't know.
That's if I'm them, I have no reason to just let him go. So if I think that he's like itching to get to the Commanders, and I'm thinking of the Commanders as a potential threat next year because John Taman, the world's worst podcast host, said we were going to the Super Bowl just about a half an hour ago. Is that enough to say, okay, we're just going to hold him until fucking June 1st and make the Commanders keep that wide receiver on the option board at their number 7 pick? Make them use it. I mean, they can't force them to use it on that, but you can make us still keep it in mind.
They could make us take Jeremiah Love. I mean, I don't know what
I don't think he's getting paid.
And it's not like I don't see the Commanders going into the draft banking on Ayuk. You have to make another move. I mean, you just have to.
Well, no, but not if you pull in Ayuk before the draft, you don't have to make a move at 7.
It's not at 7. I'm talking about. I think we're going to sign 2 more receivers. I think we're going to sign 2 more receivers before the draft.
All right, because see, I honestly think Carnell Tate is that quality. I think he is definitely a top 10 pick, and I think if we have the opportunity to take him, we should. I think
I'll agree to disagree with you on that. And
see,
I could be right. You could be right.
He's a route runner supreme.
So is corner a premium position in your opinion right now? So Mansour Delane, would you take Mansour Delane?
I definitely see us. If we trade back a couple spots, Delane is that. And I would be extremely happy with that.
We could pick up like a 4th or something like that. Because even if you go back a couple of spots, you're not going to pick up like a 2nd. That's not
maybe a 3rd or something. But yeah, I mean, I don't see us picking them at 7. No, but 10, yeah. Maybe. Go ahead.
Maybe depends on who they didn't take. I mean, at this point, if Amik Robertson turns out to be what we expect based on when they picked him up, and first guy that they signed, if he manages to answer a question, then that gives us him and Mikey and Amos. There's a good quality starting trio right there. And you've got Ignagany hasn't signed back yet. Has he signed with anybody? No, he hasn't signed.
No, we have 3 corners on the roster.
Yeah, we definitely need some.
I don't know that we pick one at number 7 or even in the first round.
Boys, we just had some NFL breaking news, not necessarily us, but it's some interesting talk. Jaquan Brisker to the Steelers.
Okay.
The Bears secondary has now lost Kevin Byard, Jaquan Brisker, Nahshon Wright, and C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Good. Fuck the Bears.
C.J. Gardner-Johnson was only there for like 4 or 5 games.
But yeah, still a loss. But
something. Yeah, they picked up.
They've reset that entire secondary.
Well, they still have a dipshit though. That
Caleb Williams.
What's his name? That waved to us during the
they got dipshit. Yeah, dipshit. Yeah. We know him. There he is.
Dipshit. You know what I'm talking about. Dipshit.
Tyreek Stevenson.
Yeah, Stevenson.
So Kyler Murray it has gone to Minnesota, is he?
Yes, he has 1-year deal with no tag clause.
So I would be interested to see what O'Connell's going to do with him.
With Kyler Murray, he's not here. Oh, O'Connell.
No,
okay, yes.
In Minnesota, look, Murray's got talent. He's fucking a toenail, but he still has talent.
It was mad when he walked past me and you, Jesse, and was like, he was smaller than us. I'm like, what the hell? I mean, you're taller than me, but when you're smaller than me, I'm like, what?
I didn't even recognize him. I was looking over his head, and then I looked down and was like, holy shit, that's fucking Kyler Murray.
Here's a quick point that we can talk about free agency being absolutely crazy. Now, we've talked about OA. Obviously, from us, we were in on Jalen Phillips. He got 120 million, which I think is an enormous
I'm so glad we lost out on that.
That's a massive overpay.
Yeah,
we need to talk about the Max Crosby, Trey Hendrickson situation. What is that all about?
Well, the
Ravens
have done this in the past.
Yes, they have. I'm surprised agents still do business with them.
Yeah, that is fuck the Ravens, man. They're fucking
and the fact that they want to pull this. He's all of a sudden he's got this medical issue that we bullshit. You had a fucking deal in place with Trey Hendrickson, right? Which, by the way, good on his agent for getting him a 4-year contract.
Oh my God, yes,
yeah. We should talk about that because that was crazy when I saw that.
That's crazy.
I mean, if we're going to talk about that,
we were about to sign him too.
That's just an appetizer. Why did Mike Evans get 3 years?
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
Especially when his knee's going to be like a ham coming off the bone after it's been next to that electromagnetic field.
Spiral. That's a get out after 2 deal, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Speaking of like free agents,
that Ozzie Newsome would want to die so he could roll over in his grave, watching how this team is run. But Ozzie, we love you. Don't do that.
But just like some of the free agents and some of the people that are mad that we didn't get or go after some of these, they could have not have been a fit for this particular defense and what they want to do.
Look, the guys that they targeted, when you see Amik Robertson first, this is the point that I keep forgetting, that our defensive coordinator, Durante Jones, who was the defensive backs coach in Minnesota, if that's his first signing, then I think that he said that's who I want, and that gives me that gives me confidence. Everybody they gave him is somebody that can help do what he does. Now, before we give some grades, I do have some winners and losers for free agency thus far. If you don't,
one player we didn't really talk about either was Rachaad White.
That's right, that came in today. Rachaad White. Jesse's happy for that. Go ahead.
I mean,
good back.
Good back. He's I'll say a solid back. Taking over for
he's a good platoon back.
Yeah, very good in the pass game. Good at run blocking. I don't see an issue with this back whatsoever. I think
he's a younger Jeremy McNichols with a little more upside.
Yeah. We're not done there. I
think Jeremy McNichols comes back.
We definitely still need. He's not going to be our workhorse. We didn't sign him as an
RB. We have a single workhorse. We're not going to look for a single workhorse unless they bring in Love. And if they bring in Love, then there was no point to sign Rachaad White, in my opinion. If you're bringing in Love, he's not here to be in a committee. He's here to take over.
I don't think signing White has any relevance with drafting Love or not drafting Love at all. You need a good third down pack. So
I disagree, sir.
So
I vehemently disagree.
I don't get the people that say, "Oh, there's no way we're going to draft Love." If he's there at 7, you're drafting Love.
One thing I know for sure is I don't know. I don't know what this FO thinks. That's the beauty of it. I love it. They play their cards so close to the vest. None of us know what they're getting ready to do. We can guess and we can be happy with what they come up with.
I think they're setting up for the opportunity to. I mean, this free agency kind of points that way. If there's a chance that he's there at 7, they're taking him.
I agree.
All right, let me see here. I got to find this here. We'll do this.
But if he's not there, if he's not there, so
okay. Well, I think everybody got your point. All right. So, all right. I do have some winners and losers for free agents. These are just my opinions. Loser. Falcons fans. Honest to God, none of us know what the fuck they're doing. So don't feel too bad. Hang on a minute. Let me get this thing out of the way. There we go.
That's better.
None of us know what the fuck they're doing. They have no idea what they're doing. I don't even think, even a person that's throwing shit at the wall to see if any of it sticks is trying to see if some of it will stick. I don't know what the fuck the Falcons are doing. Any idea? Nope. None whatsoever. All right. Fucking who knows what the hell they're doing? Where's all my background shit? Man, this thing's all God damn it. There we go. Get my red in there. There we go. All right. So Falcons fans, look, none of us know what the fuck they're doing. Anyway, they are losers. Winners. Let's see. Geno Smith. Geno Smith gets to keep playing football. He does. He gets to keep playing football. Loser.
He's gone to the Jets, hasn't he?
He has to play football for the Jets. Yes. Winner. Dallas Cowboys signed Sam Howell.
Yes.
He finally gets some insight on the Eric Bieniemy offense down there, and goddamn right, we're going to find out.
He's only got to collect the New York Giants at some point in his career. He's done every NFC East team. That's cool.
He's got to. I mean, he's dragging the dregs right now. So, the Cowboys signed Sam Howell. How funny is that? Let's see. Who else do we have here that are winners and losers? Let's see. Loser. Oh, yes, of course, Eli Manning. Because fuck him. That's why. Fuck him. Never be in the Hall of Fame. He's not going to get there.
The Giants did some work. They've had a pretty good.
Yeah, they've
got a competent coach now. And they got Isaiah Likely up there. Who cares? They got that.
It's the New York Ravens.
Yeah, but they got a quarterback whose brains are going to fall out of his ear soon.
I mean, Likely wanted to play here, but we just didn't like him that much.
Let's see here. Oh, of course, the losers, the Ravens, for trading away 2 first-round picks for Lieutenant. All right. The Green Bay Packers are big losers for signing Benjamin St. Juste for some reason. Jesus Christ.
You know what? I did see some Packers fans get excited about this, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
Jesus Christ!
They're like, "Yeah, fire. We needed someone like him." Like,
yeah, we did. We what did you need for someone like him? Somebody that can't do it? Because the biggest winners of free agency are every wide receiver on the Packers schedule. So, congratulations. There's my winners and losers. We're going to do some grades here. Let's see. Go back to what? There we go. Get rid of this. Get rid of that. No, okay. Let's see. I'll do some grades on our way out the door. Jesse, we'll start with you with some grades, but give me a second to start the music so you don't go underwater. And how's that? Are we underwater? Am I underwater? Clickety clack.
You good?
All right, we sound pretty good. Okay, so give us a grade on the Commanders' free agency thus far.
Yeah,
what do you think that they have going forward?
I'm going to say an A-. And I think the only reason why I'm giving them a minus is because of the fact that we haven't signed a receiver yet.
All right, what do you see them doing? Free agency comes in waves, and we'll see probably a few more smatterings here over the next couple of days, a week or so. What do you see over the end of this first wave as it breaks on the beach?
I expect a center pretty soon, and another cornerback, and then 2 wide receivers.
Okay, Scotty, what about you?
Yeah, I agree with Jesse in exactly his summary there. I want a corner, a center, a left guard, and 2 wide receivers. Not much really than John, obviously. But yeah, I would give it a B, a solid B at the moment, because we do need to take into account some wide receivers and help on offense. But you can't fix everything. We know that. We're going to have 1-year deals. You cannot fix everything. I think Adam Peters has done great work so far.
Well, I think we'll see a lot.
The other thing you've got to think there is we out of the players we've signed, we have 6 of the ESPN's top 100 free agents.
That's fine.
And 6 of the top 20, by the way.
If I'm thinking correctly, the names that we've signed, not just the re-signings or anything like that, but everybody's over 1 year except for the guy we got from New England, whose name is escaping me, Kayvon
Chason.
Kalavon, is that how it is? Kalavon Chason.
And Rashad
He's a 1 year deal, but everybody else is
White.
And Charles Amenahu's a 1 year deal as well.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I think that's good. They're building for the future. They're not just building to be temporary for next year. Max, go ahead and give us a grade and what you expect.
Also a solid B. And like I said earlier, I think that there's a trade coming for a higher dollar wide receiver. I don't think they're going to let all this cap room go to waste.
Let me ask you real quick. What are we giving up?
Yeah.
I think we want to keep our draft picks for next year because our draft is supposed to be
I
pretty
agree.
decent.
I think
what are you thinking? Are you thinking a player trade or what?
Give up one Mr. Deron Payne.
Yeah, but how much are you going to get in return for him?
Yeah, all right. So, because I think they talked about at one point, Safety Show talked about it, and it kind of like my thoughts on it is like who would and what would they give up for that contract? That's the only thing that I look at. That's a pretty hefty contract to be able to.
You'd have to take a look and see at a team that was probably in the same kind of a situation with a receiver that they might see as underwhelming and is overpaid. They might be looking to offload. I don't see where we have the assets to trade for a really high dollar type wide receiver unless he's a
genius coming because the Jags need defensive interior players. They've got cap space. They've got cap space to pay that contract.
Well, they're not going to do a player for player trade. I mean, it would have to be.
It's going to cost you more because he was a first round pick. So you're probably going to look at
Ron Payne in a fourth.
Yeah, fourth next year maybe, or next year third.
I still don't think that happens, though. I don't think there's a chance that happens.
I'm going to give him an A. I think every one of these, I don't. There's none of them that I can argue with in terms of these signings, and I think every one of these signings
makes sense.
Who?
They make sense. Every one of the signings makes sense.
Not just they make sense. They're home runs. Yeah. I mean, dude, the top edge rusher in free agency nailed him, right? Mm-hmm. In our opinion, which counts more than anybody. Nick Cross, I thought was one of the top safeties that was out there. He was a fucking steal. Cheval turns out to be a possible, just a gem that we just found right at the right time. Even Okonkwo is just, in my opinion, that's a players too. That's right. They're all ascendant players. Mm-hmm. So I'm giving them a 100% A for this free agent period. And I mean, that's why I said at the beginning of the show, we are going to the Super Bowl. We're heading there this year, and it's a done deal. So the rest of the 31 teams can just stay the hell home. All right, I don't know when we're coming back. When are we coming back? Not tomorrow.
Nah, maybe next Friday. Right.
We'll see what happens.
Max, who is this big? Who is this high dollar wide receiver you're thinking?
That we get for Durant.
Who?
DK Metcalf.
Dude, no, they're not trading him. They just got him and Pittman are up there now.
You know what the thing is though about that? They have two receivers that are the exact same body type.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of
you can't do that. They have two receivers now that do the same things. That doesn't work.
I see. I get where you're coming from, Max. I do.
Look, I know everybody's gonna laugh when I say that. Treylon Burks is the same body type, and I got hopes for that guy. If he can stay healthy, I think we've got a positive
hopes for
him there.
For Treylon Burks, but you can see what DK can do.
I also think Burks needs a chance. Like what can he do to get that chance? I'm not sure.
I've also seen DK taken out of games. Lots of them.
That is true, but that's
what was Burks' contract? What did we pay him? Is that out?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it was
1 year, $4 million is what it was. Coach Lombard yelled at me about it.
Was it 1 year 4?
Yeah, 1 year 4.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, they gave him a good piece of money for what he's shown, but I think you pay for potential.
Not a lot, though, is it?
No, it's not a lot. It's like one
first round draft pick.
It was not even 4. It was 2.35.
Well, there you go. So it could be up to 4, probably. There's probably incentives in there for up to 4. So, my opinion,
was Burks a first rounder?
He was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Whether he was overvalued or
not, he was the AJ Brown replacement.
Yeah.
Right. Whether he was overvalued or not.
And the quarterback situation that he had at Tennessee was god awful.
Tannehill, and then
what I did like was Chig Okonkwo's. If you listen to Chig Okonkwo's presser and you listen to the corner we signed as well, his was really good. But Chig was talking about Treylon Burks, his best mate in football, and he was like, when he's fit and he's healthy and he's on song, this kid can ball, and you'll see it next year. And I was like, oh.
Dude,
okay.
For a short burst, we did see it. Paulie says we didn't land the prom queen, but we still got laid after the dance. And that in itself is true, but that's not always a good thing.
I would say that OA and maybe even Chanel might be the prom queens.
You know, honest to goodness, the prom queen usually doesn't want you to mess up her hair anyway, so she's no fun. So, you know, we went home with the fun girls. That's what I'm saying. All right, so we will be back the next time we are back. Stay tuned, and if you really want to know what's going on with the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, with the old BBP, check in with Scott G, because Scott G keeps tabs on us like nobody else, man. I think if we need a road manager, that's our guy. Scott G with a cricket bat to go in there and get our money for us. So, all right, we'll see you guys the next time we see these guys. Yeah, for the Commanders. Later.